Welcome back, artists. Today we are going to be working on our Jen Stark drip design. You will be using a white piece of paper and a black piece of paper. The black paper is going to be your background. So your first job is to write your name and your class code on the back. And then you'll be flipping this over, and this is where you are going to be gluing down your shapes. Your second job is to take your white paper and you're going to be drawing a U shape. But we want that U shape to look like it's dripping. So we're going to have some waves added to our edges. You're going to start at the top corner. You're going to work your way down to the center and you're going to touch the edge, and then you're going to go back up to the other corner, making a U. If it's easier for you, you could flip this over and draw a rainbow. For me, I find it easier to make it look like it's dripping if it is going down. So I'm going to start up here in the corner and I'm going to draw a curved line, and here I'm going to put a couple of drips. So I sort of take like steps down, and I'm working all the way down to the middle, and then I'm going to work my way back up. And we want this to look sort of random. I would not expect one of your sides to look exactly like the other. Now, once you have your line drawn, you're going to want to show your teacher. They will be checking to make sure that you've started in a corner, gone all the way down to the edge, and then have come back up. Once you have that checked, your next job is to cut on your line. When you are cutting, remember we use our scissors with our thumbs up, and our elbow is tight to our body, and our scissor points are pointing up. We're going to use our scissors to drive, and our helper hand is turning to help steer the paper to where you want it to cut. If you have really tight curves and you're having a hard time following that curve and staying on your line, a trick you can do would be to use a bubble cut. So for this one, I'm going to do a bubble cut. I'm going to go to the edge, but instead of going down and turning my paper all the way upside down, I'm going to just go to the line, go to the next line and work on that curve. So then I would not be finished, but I can go back and turn my paper, and this is a little bit easier to get out because you're working on a smaller piece. And now I have my line for my first strip. These extra pieces we will not be using, so they can be set aside to be put in the recycle bin later. And now my next job is to draw a second line that sort of shadows or follows along with this first line. And we're asking you to make these lines 2 fingers apart. So I'm going to put my fingers on the edge, and then I will start with my pencil here and just repeat this line as I go down, doing my best to try to keep it 2 fingers apart. It's okay if it's a little bit closer here or a little bit further apart there, but we want to try to keep the line nice and thick so that it is easier for you to glue. And now that I have this drawn, I can draw my second line. Now this is the piece I'm not going to be using. That's the part that's going to be black on my design. So this one can be a little bit closer. So I would say 1 finger is probably good. And again, I'm repeating my line. And now this is one I'm going to use, so 2 fingers. One I'm not, 1 finger. One I am, 2 fingers. And this is probably going to be the last one that I'll be using. And now that I have all of my lines drawn, I am ready to start cutting out all of my lines, and I'm going to keep every single piece that I cut.